What's going on, everybody? No sooner I get done cutting up my recap and I see that the Vikings are going to host Kareem Hunt for a visit. Why? I'll go over my thoughts on this, what I would do, and why I don't think this move makes absolutely any sense for the Vikings at this point, but maybe they see something that we don't. At least, I hope that's the case. Tom Peliserro reports per his sources that the Vikings are going to host Kareem Hunt for a visit. I don't understand this at all. Why get rid of Dalvin Cook if you're just going to bring in Kareem Hunt? Now, if Kareem Hunt is saying, hey, I'll just come in and I'll take veterans minimum, okay, I can sort of listen to that because that would at least be a cheaper option than Dalvin Cook. But for me, Kareem Hunt is no different than Alexander Mattison. The guy looked great in his rookie season with the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. Then in 2019 had his off-the-field issues and was promptly cut by the Kansas City Chiefs, and then has spent the last 4 years in Cleveland as Nick Chubb's backup. That reminds me of Alexander Mattison spending the last 4 years as Dalvin Cook's backup. So why would you bring in this guy? I don't know. I get it. Last night, Ty Chandler looked decent, didn't set the world on fire, and maybe this Kene Nwangwu injury is more than meets the eye. I understand that you always want to look for opportunities to bring in players that might make your team better, but I don't understand this move. Now, yes, supposedly the Vikings offered Dalvin Cook $7 million, and if you could get Kareem Hunt for $3 million, okay, that does make some level of sense. But to me, you spent all offseason talking to Alexander Mattison about how we are going to be a running back by committee and that you are going to be the chairman of the board. There was a little bit of overlap in time in Cleveland where Kwesi was there when Kareem Hunt was there as well. So maybe he's just doing some due diligence. And maybe Kareem Hunt has had his agent reach out to the Vikings and say, hey, I will come to this team for veterans minimum. You want to check me out? Let me see if we can have a conversation? Sure, fine. But I'd rather this money that we still have be spent on a guard like Dalton Reisner. We need help on the interior of the offensive line. Again, if you didn't have an opportunity to check out my recap of the game last night, that will be the SKOL to the next episode. But for right now, no, I'm really not all that interested. I'm just kind of meh on the idea of bringing Kareem Hunt into this team. Again, if he says veterans minimum, I understand that Alexander Mattison is going to be the starter and that I'm going to be the backup. And I understand that I'm going to have to fight for carries with Ty Chandler. I'm not coming in here expecting to be the number one or number two guy. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, it just really doesn't make any sense at this point. But those are my quick thoughts. Let me know yours. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell me what your thoughts are on this Kareem Hunt visit. Do you think the Vikings legitimately should be interested in this? Do you think this is just a due diligence move? Or are you like me and that the Vikings should be spending their money on an offensive lineman? If you didn't catch the recap from last night's preseason game, as always, SKOL. To the next episode.